Hello everyone, this is Sumerian and this is episode 12 of Building a Toy Box from Scratch. And in this episode we're going to be going in and doing some work with the trees, I think. But first things first, at the end of the last episode we realized that our scoreboard was set very low. Now for now, just for testing, I'm going to set the score to about 500, which should be pretty much impossible to reach. So it's a safe bet to say we probably won't mess up and the scoreboard won't roll over on us as it did in the last episode. So we've got some trees up there, but we want to expand our trees up there. And I also want to take a quick look at... I want a new button here for a second because I just want to turn on that camera. That's all I want to do. I want to get a pretty good peek. So, okay. So I have some ideas, and I've actually, under the train here, I've put a lot of possible trees. Now I've got them all lined up here by actual decoration type. Well, not decoration type, but theme. So these are all themed to the Jungle Book theme, I believe. Some of them are okay, but they're really... I may use a couple, but they're really not what I was looking for this. Now these are the Pride Lands, the Lion King power disc. Interesting, some of them I might use, because that looks kind of cool, but we'll see. We're going to use the bulk ones first, and then throw in some other ones for color and flair, and see how it all works. Now then we've got these ones, which are Neverland, and I only kept a few of them around, but a couple of them are pretty interesting. And at the end here, we have the Dinosaur World ones, and I am just loving these ones. They look great. I really want to use these. So I'm going to start with the Dinosaur World ones, and if we need to add some flair, some colors, some splash to it, that's when I'll bring in some of the other trees we have down there. And I like to keep them all around so I know not only what they all look like, but what'll work with what, and things like that. So I'm going to put him there. And then I'm going to look around. Maybe use 3 of these. I'll have one near the back. And it's pretty thin. Maybe one right there. So again, like I said, these are the dinosaur... where is it? I feel like I must have missed it. Or it's probably sitting right on it. Okay, let's look quickly, because this is strange. Oh, I know what the problem is. I'm so smart. SMRT. I've reloaded the level and I haven't put the power discs down. That would be the problem. So now I just put I'm just putting a couple in right now. I'm just doing the Neverland, the Lion King one, and the Dinosaur World. I just put those in. Now I should have access to Dinosaur World. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Alright, so I have my 3 tall Dinosaur World trees here. Already big fan. Okay, so what else do we want? I'm gonna go like, I think basically smaller to bigger, except in some cases. So, I like these ferns. These ferns are great. So, go have like fern there. And fern there. That's fern there. And then we're going to deal with this corner here right after this, because it's probably safest to get the corners squared away before we get too much stuff crammed near them. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not theme-alling, it's because I've got those ones underneath all set to go, and if I theme all, I'm going to forget what they look like and probably never use them, even though they might end up being exactly what would fit so perfectly in here. So for a corner piece, I could try that guy. Throw in some difference. Let's throw in some difference with this corner piece. Different type of tree. Alright, I would say. Now the problem getting that close is that leaf was in the... How does that look? That does... I don't like that. Alright. That looks a little better. And there'll be more trees in the way, so that's fine. I like that as corner. Now I don't need a corner piece on this side because we have this mountain piece here. And that really, I figure if I fill the back up with enough trees, and I even put some trees starting into this part, then you won't even notice that this cliff has ended. I hope. We'll see. I've got lots of big trees here, so it's possible. Now, that guy, I really like the look of that. So I want a couple of these. I want one facing this direction. And I want one that's there. And I'll put one right there. Now, I could set a set theme before I start dropping these things, but a lot of them are bigger or have a different shape than the main core ones, and so I find those ones fit places a lot easier than the after you've themed them. They get some weird boundary boxes sometimes, so I like to put down this basic fantasy piece and then theme it, and if I need to move it, then I'll try to move it, but otherwise I'll do stuff like that. And oh, that just looks so nice. I really like that piece. Well done, whoever made that piece. Okay, so we're getting a very darker feel in there, so I think we want to throw in something a little lighter. Maybe a couple of these. Now, if you'll just see here, there's a vast difference between the box on the piece I have now and the box of the theme piece. So if I drop this piece down and then theme it, I can make this big box fit where this little box will. It's a little trick we use. Now those leaves might expand into some weird areas, but I just have to try and think of those leaves beforehand. Like I'm not going to put it right here because the leaves will end up over here. Although, is that really a bad thing? Let's put one there. And let's put one. Maybe here. See how it looks. So that was a Neverland piece. Was it Neverland? Nope, Pryland. And nice. I like the fact that the leaves come over into our play area, but they're not low enough to stop any townspeople, so we should be fine there. Is this tree safe? I'm gonna move that tree back just a bit. It looked a little crowded there. We added a bit more color again. Excellent. Now, tree. This tree looks very jungly to me. It's even got a low-hanging vines. Can't complain about vines. So, let's get one there. One there. Perhaps one here. Now you'll notice I did go over the terrain a bit, but I am thinking that we're going to test the camera angles a little bit shortly and make sure we might actually stretch some terrain out a bit farther just to keep a good look there. And if we don't, I could just move it back in a little bit. It's not a big deal. Plus, when you've got this many trees here, it's hard to distinguish one from the other, and so I'm not too concerned about one hanging slightly over the terrain there. I think this tree needs to come over a bit. I'm seeing an empty area right there. And that looks like a perfect place for a great big giant, whatever that is. Say a lantern, apparently. No. So, as you can see, what I find the most tedious and takes the longest is the decoration part. But the decoration part is really what's going to sell what you're putting down here. That's really good. I like it. Have another one maybe right here. That's really good. Let's take a look at the camera. But right now I'm liking this. We might add a piece or two later, but this is looking pretty good. Especially seeing as we're also going to be setting this place on fire. So there is that. Now for the fire, there's multiple ways we could start throwing some fire in there. Now, we've already seen from special effects that we can do fire through the special effects. We mostly tested with the two smaller fires, but in the case of those trees in the back, we would want the bigger fire. We would want to go more along the lines of... Let's turn off that camera momentarily. And let's test here and say play looped, because we would want our fire looped. And I'm sure I skipped it. Fire. Smoky flames would be our best bet on the effects. It would be the biggest fire, I would think. Not a bad size, but not the best in the world. Now, for fire, there's a few other things you can do. Under racetrack pieces, there is a loop, and it's what we had to use in 2.0 a lot. But this loop, the Ring of Fire, you could actually get a decent blaze if you manage to sneak this ring right under some terrain. I won't mess around trying to do the actual thing, but basically something along these lines. if you're on the terrain, it's basically just going to be showing kind of a fire with a bit of smoke. But you'll see this is pretty much exactly where they got that fire effect from, because you can see the same sort of smoke tendrils and everything on it. It's just a little smaller. So in 2.0, I'm really not going to try and bother doing that. We also have, under terrain, we also have the lava pieces, and this erupting lava block will actually put out a pretty good looking fire if you start it. Not too bad at all. That's actually, it's actually looking like something that might be pretty cool in one or two places on our forest floor over here. Let's give this a look. So basically, I really don't want to take that floor out, but if I go right about there, what's that going to look like from the camera angle? Which we got rid of. Ugh, I'm just going to push the button. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Not bad. Not great, but not bad. We'll see if we can do better. I believe we can. So we will basically have something like that going. So my thought is we do that, and then we have an effect. And let's put all these effects generators. Let's put them over here. And so for now, what we're going to do is hook up all these guys as additional locators on this effect generator. So what that means is when I turn an effect on, all these locators will have the same effect. So if I turn on fire, all these locators will have a fire on them. So that is pretty handy if you want to put a bunch of fires everywhere. You only need one effects generator with a bunch of locators hooked up to it. And then this effects generator, I'm going to hook up to this locator. And let's get this button back to play looped. How do I keep missing the fire? Fire and smoky flames. And the other one, we're going to say pressed. We're going to play looped, and we're going to do some smoke. Large area smoke, kind of like a smoky fog going over the area. So let's turn this on and move some of those locators up. There we go. We got a little bit of fire here, and you see that smoke beginning to billow up around us. So we got some fire here. We got some fire there. some fire here. Move this smoke around. Getting some smoke back there. Move some more of the fire over here. Fire up in the tree. So this is how we get it to look a little more realistic, is we're going to try and get the fire looking like it's actually burning around in here. There's going to be more fire we're going to have to add in. And we might even add a couple more locators for the area smoke that's back here. Because it is probably going to work better. Right about there. Oh yeah. Get that hazy kind of smoke effect going. And we're definitely going to have to add more fire after this. That's the problem with the fire being small. But it's also the advantage of the fire being small, is we can put it all over the place. But for now, that's actually looking pretty good. What would I do is I'd probably add 2 more locators for the smoke, and we'll probably do 4 for the fire. Smoke is my big thing here because the fire is actually starting to look pretty good. We just keep hooking the locators up to these 2 effects generators, and when the gameplay starts, we're just going to fire on the loop of those, like we're doing right now, to get the effects that we're looking for going. But I'm just going to push this button again, get them started looping under the new locators as well. And I'm thinking, so if that one's right around there, then this one should be right around here. And the last smoke will be over more to the left. That way we'll have a nice smoky environment in the forest. Going too far back. In this case, I would actually move this one up more. Oh, yeah, I like that. Perfect. And then we take some more fire. What we really want to do is want to get a couple fires in the background so you could tell it's burning back there. But you really want to emphasize the fire in the foreground here, where it's a lot more visible to everyone. And I think I want another fire. Burning this tree. I'll put one more in the background and one more in the foreground, and I think we'll be good for the moment. If it doesn't feel like enough later on when we're testing again, we'll work on that. And one more fire. Let's put it. We've got a fire going there. Let's put it up in the tree a bit. Perfect. Excellent. So now let's push the button and take a quick look at it. Definitely got some smoke going there. Definitely got some fire. This is looking to me pretty good. And then there's a clear safe spot here by the river. I like it. I really do like it. Excellent. Well, I think that will finish up our adding some decorations episode. I'm sorry if I've murmured a lot and everything like that, but when it comes to the decoration side of things and bringing your toy box more to life, a lot of the time it's just you have to move things and move things and move things until they really look and feel right. Just like I know now it's looking good, but a few things will probably end up moving, and as the camera moves around, I'm not sure I'm 100% comfortable with how all the terrain is looking. When I go to the left over here, am I comfortable with the terrain ending there? No, I think I'm going to spread it out further. And to the right here, I would probably increase the terrain to the right a little bit on the ground and add another cliff piece just to make it feel like it continues on at this point. But we're going to do that later. I might even just do that after the fact. I'll try not to, but I might. And I'd say we are finished with this episode for now, and I hope you will join me next time. Next time, now that we've done the train, and now that we've done the train and the fire and things like that, I'm thinking next episode, thank you for shooting that blaster, it's made me realize we might want to start adding or looking at sounds and what music we might want to play and things like that. So I think that's what we'll do the next episode. So thank you for joining me. Again, this has been Smearin, and have yourselves all a wonderful day.